Recent developments in Kazakhstan highlight steps forward in human rights protection. Artur Lastayev, the Commissioner for Human Rights, reports an increase in the number of cases addressed and key achievements in safeguarding fundamental rights. Moreover, he reflected on the new law that criminalizes abuse. How will the implementation of this law be monitored in Kazakhstan? Please watch the exclusive interview with the Kazakh Commissioner for Human Rights. Artur Yermekovich, thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here. And let me start from this question. In April, the President received you with the annual report on the protection of human rights. What key achievements did you highlight in this report? Could you tell us?
Sure. First of all, thank you very much for your invitation. It's a big honor for me. I appreciate it. Yes, you're right. According to the constitutional law on the Human Rights Commissioner, it is our prerogative to issue an annual report where we actually highlight and where we describe what had been done during the year of 2023. So basically, we were, first of all, able to protect more than 900 people's human rights, which are fundamental basic rights. It's not all the rights that we have in the country. Secondly, we see that statistics shows that we were able to consider almost 6,000 complaints which were filed to our office. It is 5,770 something, 73. Which is 1.5 times more than the year before and almost 3 times more than 2 years before. Well, we think that the growing of statistics shows that we become more well-known, let's say, and this has all become possible because from early 2023, we obtained field offices which are operating around the country. For example, before, when we didn't have such a capacity, well, we had only staff of 12 employees, commissioner herself and 12 officers. Now it is doubled, it is multiplied for almost 10 times. And therefore, of course, most of violations which are, are being committed usually in the fields, right, in the cities of our country, not in the capital, or let's say not only in the capital. That is why, yes, we see that, first of all, the statistics is growing, and at the same time, we see that people, they know that there is such an institute that help people. We do not, we operate according to the Paris principles, which is, let's say, like a quasi-constitution of all ombudsmen around the world, which basically states that we shall not, we shall help people to restore their violated human rights, but we shall not do this ourselves, meaning that we're not courts. Right? We're not a law enforcement agency in the context of, for example, combating torture, etc., etc.
May I ask you this question? What priorities have you set for yourself in the coming years?
Well, the first priority, which I very hope was protection of women. This topic, or let's say this problem, was actually in our community for a pretty long time.
Yes, it's true.
You know what happens when someone dies. People do not want to say, okay, that happens, not anymore. Look at our community. They know their rights, and this was the good thing, that at least in the policy governing women's rights, we are almost in line with international principles and international standards. But what we have to do now is to make sure that the law works, okay? This is one of the main priorities.
Yes, what are the mechanisms to assess the effectiveness of this law, to, most importantly, ensure its implementation?
Well, the first thing is that we do our own monitoring. I do not want to advertise all the secrets, how we do that, but we do it. The second is complaints. We receive complaints, we analyze them. We're not like we just work with complaints and that's it. No, we analyze what people are complaining on. For example, 25% they are complaining with the decisions of law enforcement agencies, or it's not law enforcement, let's say pre-trial investigation bodies, okay? Not the actions, the decisions. Second is they disagree with final judgments, whether it would be criminal judgments or civil or administrative. And if we go inside of these statistics, we also are able to reveal what problems we have in a specific, let's say, sphere or sector. We will make sure that the new law will work effectively and efficiently. And this is the priority, let's say, the next priority, because, as you know, the law is about to come into force. It was signed and about to come into force. The other priority for us is gender equality and non-discrimination. And currently we're still implementing the action plan signed by the President in the human rights sphere. It was signed on December the 8th. And the last but not least is what we want to make sure that harassment, you know, it's another huge problem around the world, not only in Kazakhstan, to be finally, you know, to go finally into past.
Yes.
These are just only few topics in the context of women's rights, which we, I really do believe, will be able to implement by the end of the year.